AxelMC131 and welcome back to Behind the Blocks in Minecraft 1.10. It's been too long once again. I really need to get into a proper schedule of doing these sort of things, but I've been dragged down by a fairly imbalanced combination of study and miscellaneous gaming. But I have a concept for you guys to see today, so let's get right into that. This is just my little demonstration. This is what I like to call the phony secure vault, or just it's basically a bait. After all these security videos for how to store your valuables in Minecraft, we all know like the hidden buttons and stuff and combination locks. So I thought, what's the best way to keep someone from stealing your valuables is to make them think they've already stolen your valuables. So we have a fairly ordinary corridor here, and I'm pretty sure that anyone will have noticed the button in the top left corner there. Here we go. And it doesn't take a particularly intelligent person to realize that when they hit this button, a chest is revealed. So if we just hit that again, and oh look, they've got a bunch of random stuff. I would, a normal person would be like, haha, I found their so horribly hidden secret chest, and then steal everything. Well, I don't really care, because that stuff doesn't really have much value to me. I mean, come on, like, who needs, like, 30 yellow dye and a whole lot of coal like that? I mean, at levels we're talking we have diamonds and emeralds and things, so we secure our things a little bit more intelligently than that. So, I have a stick here, and you can actually use any item for this, but if I just open this and drop it in there, suddenly a second door opens where the real goods are stored. Yeah, and the stick appears in there as well. So I can go in here and grab everything that I need out of there, and then when I'm done in here, this one stays open automatically. I can just hit the button and it locks again, and no one would ever know that there was a second chest with the real loot hidden in this wall. So I'm going to show you guys how this works in a moment, so I'll quickly rush over there, so we'll show you the explanation. Alright, so here we are, and this is the stripped back version with all we have here is a floor, a see-through wall, and then all the workings around here. And you can see, you can probably sort of figure out what's going on here. So I'll show you initially how the very basic setup for the first chest works. So this is really simple. It's just a button hooked up to a redstone torch on the back, which runs down and holds this piston open. So of course, when you hit the button, the torch turns off and the piston retracts, and then extends again. So it briefly opens this doorway, and the chest is hidden underneath here, and this has the decoy loot, as you might put it, inside it there. And this is only accessible because this is a stone stair. You can see it's a stair block, not a full block. So that allows me to present it as if it's part of the wall, but you can still open the chest when the piston is retracted, because otherwise, if you had a full block, you wouldn't be able to open the chest. Anyway, so what happens next, if I grab an item, let me just grab my stick back there. If you grab an item and you drop it down, now I don't know how many people know this, but if you have a half slab on top of a hopper like this, the hopper will still grab the item floating on top. So we can actually just open this like that, and if I drop this stick in there, it will be grabbed by the hopper. Now, this hopper is actually chained to two more hoppers, and then into this chest over here. But that's not the important bit. The important bit is this comparator. When an item passes through this hopper, which it will if you drop something on top of it, it sends a pulse through here, extends this piston, and then retracts it. And these are both regular pistons, not sticky pistons. And extends this redstone block over to here, which engages this, which retracts this piston here. And that extends the real loot chest, which is hidden a step lower. And when you, whatever, it doesn't really matter what item you use, but you will get it back. It's self-resetting because it then passes through and ends up in the chest here. So I'll quickly show you that. So I've locked this open at the moment, so if I drop something on there, it will go through the hoppers, and it will immediately open this, and the stick is now in this chest here. So you can see how that works. And if I drop down here, this piston has extended and then retracted, and the redstone block is now on the left side and is activating this and leaving the piston closed. Now the reset is just as simple, if not more. In fact, we're using no hoppers. All we're doing is pressing this button. And this on the orange loop is connected down through here, under the floor, and then connects to the piston on the other side. And all that does is pushes the redstone block back to the other side and resets it. And that will close the door. So if I just hit that, the door closes immediately. So I can quickly demonstrate that for you again. So we drop the stick in here. There we go, door opens, and I can just grab the stick out of there. And now when I hit this button, this will extend the piston, and the redstone block moves back to the other side. So it's self-resetting, and you would never know that there was a second door here unless of, different blocks. So it does help if you make it the same block as your other side. So let me just put that there. And that is it. So now I will go on to showing you a tutorial on how to build this thing. Alright, so here we are, and I will show you exactly how to build this. It may be a little tedious, it's a little more complex than any of my others, but I've got all the materials you'll need here, and this is everything you'll need. So, depending on what your wall is made of, will change what these are. These are basically your structure blocks. The stairs of your choice are going to have to match the wall blocks here. This and this are going to be where your retracting blocks are, and your chests are going to be there and there, respectively. And then your decoy opening button is also going to have to match the wall, so whether you use wood or stone is up to you, but it doesn't really leave much choice for anything else, unfortunately. So you've basically got a choice of stone or oak planks. But if you can find another way for opening it, like one of those redstone torch ones where you even secure it even more by having a redstone torch that, does the pop out thing and then activates something. I don't know how those work. I've seen them done before and they're fairly clever, but for the moment we're just using a button on a block of the same type. So our button is going to go up here, and it's going to go from the space where our decoy piston retracts, 1, 2, 3 blocks up. So let's just grab some of the other things. So we're also going to need stairs and a slab of your choice. I'm just using cobblestone so you can separate it from everything else. Now these are all the redstone parts we'll need, including both types of pistons, hopper, chest, even a block of redstone, and then I'm going to use 2 different kinds of stained clay, as per usual, lime and orange, because they have a nice contrast and they're fairly bright, to show where the different redstone lines are. So, let's start by placing our stair blocks. So, we need them in opposite directions. The one on the right side, or in this case, you can flip this if you want, but on my right, this is going to be the decoy. So, we need to go behind there, and we want to place this stair facing down. It actually doesn't matter, but this will allow it to, when the piston is retracted, you to still open the chest. So, we're going to just line up our redstone to start with. So, we're going to put a block. See where this button is. We're going to put a block down and to the right of there, and that we're going to have a redstone torch here. In fact, I should probably grab that and the redstone to start with. So let's grab torch, redstone, repeater, and this sticky piston. Why not? Okay, so we'll put the torch there. So this is on the back of the button, so that when we hit the button, the torch turns off. And we're going to bring this down again, and then we're going to bring it down once more, off to the side like that. So just as 3 blocks in a staircase like that, and then 1, 2 across, and 1 back in. And this allows us to put in a repeater, and it isn't massively important, but I like it for the efficiency of it, because it allows you a slightly longer delay from when you hit the button to move your camera down and interact with the chest just as it opens. So now we're going to bring redstone down here, so that will light up this bit, and we're going to stick our sticky piston just in this gap, facing sideways, into the face. There we go. So now, when we hit this button, that retracts, and then closes again. Okay, excellent. Now the next thing we're going to need is we're going to need to place our cobblestone slab on the bottom half of the block, directly under that retracting block. And our chest is going to go right here in this space. So I'll just put a block there, and we'll go and get our chest. In fact, I can probably just grab it from here. There we go. So let's grab our chest, and we're going to put this underneath the piston head, like that. So that's where the chest is going to be. So again, when we open this, that retracts, and you can see the piston. You can see the chest there. Now we're going to need our hopper. So let's grab our friend the hopper, and we'll keep that chest in our hotbar because we're going to need it in another place. So we're going to take from this block here, and we're going to put a hopper directly under it, and then a hopper there, and then a hopper there. And that will also place where the other chest is going to be, so I can actually drag that down now. It's going to be basically at the same distance back from the wall, but 2 blocks across and 1 block down. And that's important because it means that we don't have to have any items going up, because you can't do that through hoppers. And this is the simplest way to do it. So we'll just take that block out. So we're going to have holding shift and right click to place a hopper onto a block with a GUI, because if I normally press, right click, it opens the chest. I'm sure you all know this. So we're just going to place a hopper there, and then a hopper going into that hopper, and then another one into that hopper underneath the slab. And that is our line there. So what happens if we, you can see this chest is currently empty. If I open this and then throw an item in there, it will disappear and be carried through the hoppers to the chest. Cool, so that's set up. Let's grab our comparator and our piston. Now we shouldn't need the chest or the hopper anymore, so we'll just grab our redstone block as well. And now we will set up the rest of the opening wire. So we're going to need a block coming down from this hopper there and one across, and we can delete that. And this is where our comparator is. Let me just reset this so it looks a little nicer. There we go. And then we're going to have one block up and then another block down as we go across like that. And that's just to carry this signal a little bit more reliably across. And we're going to put our repeater there. And our first piston is going to go there. And then we need a 2-block gap. 1, 2. And our second piston, it's pretty easy if you do that. And then that is going to go there. So we've got 2 blocks between them. And the redstone block is going to start on the right-hand side. So let's grab our redstone block. And there we go. So this is going to be our toggling system. So let's just grab this on the other side. This is where our power is going to come out of. And we need to go 1 and then up. And you can just carry that across there. We're going to have a repeater there and a redstone torch there. And in fact, we should probably put in the other piston for the real door. So the piston is going to go alongside this hopper here, like that. And the other stair block, if we just grab that from around here, let me just clear a space. That one. Now this one has to be facing upwards. That one was facing, it actually doesn't matter if it's facing downwards or upwards, I prefer to face it downwards. This one has to be facing upwards, and that means that when it retracts, you can sort of peer over the top of it and down the length of it so that you can reach the chest. Okay, so I can probably, let's move on to the next bit. So this should be fully wired up now, so that when you put an item into the hopper, it will go through here, and in the process, move this piston across and retract this, and that will reveal the chest. Now what we have to do is put in the closing mechanism. So we're going to put a button, and the button is going to be just above the chest there, and it's going to be hidden right there, and we're going to link some redstone to it by going down 1 and then across 1. Oh, no, we need to go down 1 more, sorry. And then we're going to go, I think we go down, yeah, we go down another one. I have to count these. I can't remember when I'm not doing it based on the schematic, but we're going to bring these across, and then we're going to have a block up under this far piston. And that is where we're going to activate it. So we're going to go and grab a redstone repeater, we're going to stick that going right into it, and then fill in the rest of this with redstone. So that's the simplest bit, and that's just going to go, push that button and the piston moves. Okay, and that is pretty much it. Now we have a completely blank wall, save for a subtly disguised button, and that reveals a chest. Who would have thought? But if we then drop an item in there, oh, didn't work. Why did that not work? I may have dropped it on the chest. Hang on. Hop. There we go. And the second piston opens, and our real chest is revealed. And of course, you can then retrieve the item used to open it. And once you're done, you toggling your real loot in and out of your inventory, hit the button, and it closes again. And there you go. That is all there is to it. So yes, I hope that you guys like this idea. Again, this is useful for situations in the modern world of Minecraft when everyone knows that you will try and hide your loot in a secure hidden chest somewhere. And I thought, well, if that's happening everywhere, then the best way to stop someone from stealing your loot is, as I've already said, to make them think they've already stolen it. And this is how I have come up with doing that. So I hope you guys have enjoyed. Please leave any feedback in the comments below. And I will say it for the first time ever, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. If you want to see more, do subscribe. It does help me out a lot, and I love hearing what people want to say. It always makes me want to make more videos. So, yep. Thank you guys for watching. I think that is all I have, and yeah, have a good day, and I will see you next time.